All right, so it is 7:01. I will call this meeting to order. Everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Okay. Next on the agenda is the roll call, and Donna, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Mayor Queenie Bars.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks.
Here.
Trustee Ed Hellam.
Please
Remote.
Trustee Betsy Harrison.
Here.
Trustee Brent McWhirter.
Here.
Trustee Janice Bryan.
Here.
Trustee Cindy Simpson.
Okay, so we do have an agenda, so we will continue on. The next is the approval of the agenda, and I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
And we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks, and it's seconded by Trustee Betsy Harrison to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, motion carries. Next is the approval of the minutes of July 14th, 2021, and I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of the presented by staff from July 14th, 2021.
Second.
Here we have a motion by Trustee Janice Bryan and a second by Trustee Brent McWhirter to approve the minutes of the July 14th, 2021 meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. Moving right along to audience business. And audience business is your chance to address the board. You have 5 minutes to speak, and we will not be making any decisions on the meetings, on the comments tonight. So, first one on the that is signed up is Alice Gosh. Please state your name and address for the record. And
I'm Alice Gauch, 209 East Menifee Street. And it's a privilege to sit in and hear you folks work. I was here for the workshop, and I heard you talk about the water situation and the rates in particular. And I want to tell you that when I received the letter, I think in May, when you, the town, requested voluntary compliance with alternate street address, watering, and so forth, and you spoke about the water situation and waiting for, is it number 3? What's the next level of warning? I heard that very seriously, that water is scarce, and I'm new here, and I didn't come from drought country. So I'm afraid of the day when I'll turn on the tap and there will be no water, because that's what you made me think was going to happen. So I began to conserve at home. I watched, I caught water in my sink and took it outdoors for plants. But a big thing I did was to not flush for everything. And my water consumption dropped dramatically. So I'm sorry I didn't bring my statistics to tell you, but 1/3 is not too much. So if one person can do that, let's get a really big effort going and get it going soon and get the word out. You know, where are the slogans that say, don't flush for everything, and there are nice ways of saying that. And when you brush your teeth, after you wet the toothbrush, turn off the water. Things like this. I don't hear anything in the public about actively conserving water. And I would urge you as a board to reach out to our school and get the school on board. They already have mechanisms for communicating, and I'll bet you the school has a water awareness program of some kind in some place in that organization, and they will help the town carry the word out. But I sense urgency here. When I look at the water levels in the ponds and the lakes around, I don't know why there isn't more concern. People I know are concerned. So I think there is awareness, but we somehow need to get some energy going to actually conserve. Because the picture I have received says it's going to run out. You know, the ranchers and the farmers have claim on the water before the town. And I don't know how this works, and it's not important, but I want to urge you to keep momentum on conservation, and just one word about charging for excess use. The people who have plenty of money are going to go ahead and pay whatever you ask. So don't look at that as a solution for diminishing the water usage. I think conservation needs to be urged at all levels, and the sooner the better. And if you want help on the committee, I'm delighted to help. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one on the list is Eddie Hirschberger. And Eddie, if you would state your name and address for the record.
Eddie Hirschberger, 200 East First. And I'm here to my continuing battle to get the stop signs put back up on the corner of East First and Aztec. I've been told by the town that they have no control, that it's a state issue. Well, the state code says the municipality has authority, 42-4-703. So just trying to get the stop sign back up, slow the traffic down, okay?
Thank you. Okay. So next on the agenda is announcements. Heather, do you have any announcements?
I do have a few. There is a grant opportunity for a business grant opportunity that the town will manage and facilitate on behalf of those businesses that are interested. Rachel, our economic development coordinator, has been publishing that information out to the public. So you may see that information. There is a 20% match for any improvements, facades, sidewalks, reducing energy consumption, anything that you could do to conserve, that type of thing. She has published a press release, and you may be seeing that information. So we are working on that. It doesn't, other than paying Rachel for her time, the business applicants are the ones who will pay the 20% match for the project. So you may be seeing that out. If you have any other information, or if you have any questions or received any information on that, please refer them to Rachel. We have a contractor kind of on standby if somebody can't find a contractor, if they don't want to deal with it or whatever. We've done a little bit of research to help businesses that way, because this is sometimes difficult to find contractors in the area. But she has put out an FYI for everybody. So I wanted to let you know you may be seeing that. And if you get questions from businesses, please refer them over to Rachel and she'll take care of it. And then one of the items on our work plan is the Parks and Trails Master Plan. So staff working together has finalized that. We are going to be publishing that out to the public. I'll reach out to the paper maybe tomorrow. But we will be asking for submittals by August 26th, and then we'll kind of get that process going. Tentative timeline in here says we will be done by March of 2022 with this process. It will entail stakeholder input, and it will also entail several public outreach meetings and that type of thing. So kind of like what we did for the Ready grant, that same process we'll be doing here as well. So we're going to get this underway and get that out and published. So you may see that and just refer questions to John Hall on that one. I have received, Terry might have to, but quite a lot of comments from people who see the water truck watering the streets, wondering why we're watering the streets in a drought. It is not town water, that is the bridge contractor. Some of those components get de-watered, or they suck the water out of them. And it goes into the truck. So they were using that on our streets. We weren't using town water. We, number one, can't put that back in the river. Our Army Corps will know that. So now that the streets are a little bit saturated, Terry has worked with the contractor to make other arrangements for the disposal of that water. But as you're seeing or hearing questions from the citizens, it's not the town that is watering the streets using town water during the drought. It was de-watered water. That's really what it's called.
Could that be put on the website or something?
Yes, when I see Rachel again, I'm asking her to put out a press release on that as well, just to kind of give the head.
And could that water be used to water the park?
Our park is also saturated. I think everything is pretty wet. So, yes.
So is that the same type of water that the county got in trouble over that had all the saline in it that they got from the oil wells and the fracking and stuff?
No, it's not fossil water.
This is groundwater.
Okay.
And a week ago, they could de-water their project in an hour and a half. Now that we've had the rains, they're pumping water all day, every day, and they can't get rid of it.
So they pump it and put it in a truck, a water truck, and then they were using that on the streets. So we've been answering quite a lot of questions on that. So just so you all know, if you do get any questions, it is from the Main Street Bridge project. We cannot put it in the river, and we are making arrangements for alternate disposal of that dewatered water.
Well, that's a company in livestock ponds.
We could.
Because I can find you a ton of ranchers where they're hauling water right
Well,
now.
and we talked about that. I think it's the driving distance. And the delays. They drive around how long it takes them to get back and do construction on the project. But Terry and I had talked about like reaching out, if we need to, reaching out to the local ranchers and stuff and saying, hey, you
I've
guys
got
need
two
water.
driveways to my house, it's 8 miles away. That's not too far.
So that's pretty much all I have.
Anybody else have anything? Maker Stage was a huge success, I think. I think everybody had a good time. And it went smooth. Dustin and his group didn't get too many calls, I don't think. And,
Cool parade.
yeah, kind of small. But
Yeah, but still spirited.
yes, and I hopefully next year there'll be more entries, some more interest. But back on track anyway, that's what's nice. And the Queen Quilt was planned by Ginny Rosa of Bailey, Colorado. And so it's actually my sister. She lives in Bailey and she bought $20 worth of tickets and won the quilt. So she was pretty happy. Okay, next is the swearing in of Deputy Marshal Aaron Walker. So Karen, you want to come to the front? You go in the middle, so you can get a picture. Well, you might sweat on because it's cold. So, when we get to the thing, you raise your right hand, and I'll say aye, and you say your name, and we'll go from there, okay? Oath of office, State of Colorado, County Montezuma, Town of Mancos. I, Eric Walker, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the State of Colorado, and the ordinances of the Town of Mancos, and that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of Deputy Marshal upon which I have been appointed. This is subscribed and sworn to before me this 14th day of July 2021. Ellen Queen Mars, Mayor. Congratulations. And your husband can come back and fill it. I've got that. Please don't stick it in with me, okay? Welcome. And if you would see Heather tomorrow, I think she's already signed this, or does she need to sign this?
She's like,
Okay, right. Okay. I should just go back to work. Okay. Next is the committee reports, the Montezuma County Planning Commission. I drove to Cortez and sat outside for 35 minutes and no meeting, so I don't know what happened. So, make us, huh? I didn't see it. I sat outside and the doors were locked until I went to the doors, so I'll get with them the next one.
The door's locked at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, usually they are unlocked so I can get in at 6, so I'll have to do it. Make a school district.
I haven't been able to make it to the meeting this month. And the last thing that they have on their website is the agenda from June 21st. They haven't updated any of their minutes or anything. So I'm going to try to get with the new superintendent and see when they're going to be updating that so that we have some information.
Montezuma County Commissioner update. Joe, do you have anything there?
We've had some people come to us wanting us to lift our moratorium on the marijuana deal for the county. We're still working on that, and I'd like all the input I can from the public on this.
Is that for sales or for growing?
For growing. I don't know, we're fighting an opiate battle in the county and everything. I don't know if we need to add to the problem right now, but whatever everybody that elected me wants me to do, that's what I had a lot of people call. The only people that call me for it are the ones wanting to grow it, and everyone else says no. So you guys could help me get the word out to let them call me or
We have a grow.
voice their opinions
We have a grow in town.
inside the municipality.
I know, I'm just saying, we have a grow. And it hasn't been an issue as far as we can tell.
But in the county, if they lift that moratorium, there could be hundreds or more.
It could be. The market will dictate.
Now, I have a friend, so this is kind of a conflict, but he was one of the hemp growers for CBD, and he's losing his shirt, and he has a really big facility that he could utilize. And if you guys could find a way to make it pay for the county, I think it might be a good deal for you.
That's the thing right now, the county has no way, it doesn't benefit the county in any way except for the bills that it causes through the sheriff's department and all that kind of stuff.
Can you fix that?
We're in the process of doing a study to see if the people of Montezuma County will let us have a sales tax.
we have a transaction fee for our retail loans. There might be a way of looking
And
into
we
that.
looked into the possibilities of a per plant charge or something, but it will no way cover the expenses that the county will have in permitting fees and all of that kind of stuff right now, so. And the county's gonna have to do something, because Kinder Morgan's off 39% this year. The repeal of the Gallagher Act, our property taxes have went down between commercial and residential about 3%, so that's about a $3 million hit the county's gonna take just this year. And Kinder Morgan is probably gonna take even a bigger hit this next year, so if we don't get a sales tax, all we can do is cut services, because that's all we have for income. So
Yeah, it's gonna be a big fight for you guys trying to push a sales tax. Folks are gonna get upset.
I think right now, it's unfair to the property owners in the county, because they're footing the bill for everything, them and Kinder Morgan. We have 700,000 people come to Mesa Verde during the summer, that's their numbers. Why don't we get a little bit of that to help with the infrastructure in the county? Plus all of everybody's orders everything online now. All these delivery trucks running up and down our county roads and everything, and they don't pay a dime for tearing up the roads and this and that. So, and with the way the structure of the tax bill is now, all of that comes to the end of the line now, the taxes, instead of before when if you ordered it out of Connecticut, they got the sales tax. But now it comes to the delivery point. So it's going to be a deal. We're going to try to really educate the community. We just got to try to relieve some of the tax pressure off of all the property owners and spread it out where everybody's paying their own.
I'm not very knowledgeable about this, but what about like the sales of all this timber in the county and that kind of thing? Do you get any, does the county get any?
The county gets a little bit of it.
Okay.
It's barely enough.
It's
to
not enough.
cover the repair on the roads and stuff that we tear up.
Is there a chance to increase that kind of fee?
I don't know whether there would be or not.
Okay. So, and it would be the same, okay. Yeah, thanks.
We're looking at a lot of different options though, because if we don't get something, it's just, we gotta start cutting services. That's all we can do, because that's.
So could you charge the growers, the people who want to grow? I know it's very regulated, but a portion of that
We can have like they said, a plant fee or something.
Yeah.
So much per plant.
Oh, that would help.
But if we only have 2 facilities sign up for a grow, and we have to hire another person to do the licensing, and sheriff's department needs another guy to do the enforcement and the checking and all of that stuff, it won't cover it. So then the taxpayers are going to end up footing the bill for it in the long run. If there was enough grows went in, then it would pay for itself, but I don't think that will happen. So.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would be, yeah.
Honestly,
The thing
wouldn't.
is, all these other states around us are legalizing
Right.
and stuff, so.
So if we can get out in front of it, of growing, we might, because they're where we were years ago, so we can be out there.
So anything,
We're working on it, so.
anything else interesting besides the marijuana?
No, not much, except for your stop signs on First Street over here. They've been coming to the county meetings asking about that. I don't know, is there a way you could put a stop sign or 2 up in there until they're done the construction on the bridge?
Marshall's shaking his head no.
And why would that be?
Because if we, Safeville did the traffic study, or SCM, excuse me, did the traffic study, so if we give them stop signs, and we better put stop signs on them.
It can't be for a temporary deal during construction.
No, because the other thing is I have a deputy that sat out there for an entire shift and made traffic stops. But as with complaints, nobody says what they've seen for enforcement actions. Just like the radar trailer sat in front of Mr. Hirschberger's house since it started, and all we did is complaints, even though we've done everything to moderate and mediate the complaints. And I don't have any inclination to even budge more than what I already have. Because essentially 5 residents have gotten a lot of enforcement when other parts of the town haven't gotten that same equitable enforcement.
That's what we're telling them. Because they are coming to our meetings too.
Well, we've had people in the past ask about Bauer with that, and it's the same thing. When we have that traffic study done, and they said to pull out stop signs at certain corners and things like that. If we go against that now, we have to go against.
Well, the only reason they're doing this now is just because of all the traffic from the bridge being gone. Once the bridge is in, it'll go away.
Yep,
It's be patient.
that's
Just
the answer.
be patient.
That's your answer right there.
Just chill out. It's going to be okay.
Betsy, do you have any questions?
We have a joint workshop on August.
And Monday, we have a joint workshop to go over the gravel pit and that stuff, so we can move forward. with
You can have refreshments.
Huh?
Refreshments.
I'll give Shaq a note on it. We will.
Ed, are you still with us?
I'm there.
Okay, do you have any comment?
No. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we will move right along to discussion and action items. The first one is Chevalo's Mexican Restaurant liquor license renewal. Donna?
Yes, Chevalo's renewal is up, July 23rd. They were timely in getting their application into us for renewal, so we're good there. We haven't had any violations. In the last 12 months, I've actually spoke to them as well about the liquor training classes, the tips classes, and how it would benefit them. Because I know at one point Justin wanted all of the licensees in town to really concentrate on getting their employees to tips. So I recommend that you approve their liquor license for renewal.
Anybody have any questions? Can I have an entertain a motion?
I move, we approve the renewal of the 2021 Chivolos Mexican Restaurant liquor license and authorize the town clerk to send the application to the Department of Revenue.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Betsy Harrison and a second by trustee Janice Bryant to approve the renewal of the 2021 Chevalo's Mexican Restaurant liquor license and authorize the town clerk to send the application to the Department of Revenue. Donna, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Trustee Ed Hallam,
Yes.
trustee Janice Bryan,
Aye.
trustee Brett McWhirter,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks,
Aye.
and trustee Betsy Harrison.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. So moving right along next is the reappointment of Patsy Harpham to the tree board.
Patty's term is up in August for her term of service for the tree board. She did submit an email that said she would like to be reappointed. We didn't have any objections. And I did include the information for the tree board from our municipal code here for the board's information, just so you know what they do and what their terms are and what their responsibilities are, just as a refresher. And if you choose to reappoint her, her term will run through August of 2024.
Okay, any discussion? I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Patty Harpin to the tree board.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks and a second by trustee Betsy Harrison and Brent McWhirter to reappoint Patty Harpham to the tree board. Donna, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks,
Aye.
trustee Ed Hallam,
Aye.
trustee Brett McWhirter,
Aye.
trustee Betsy Harrison,
Aye.
trustee Janice Bryan.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Moving right along is the second quarter work plan update. Heather?
I included the second quarter work plan update. Each department had reviewed this and gave us updates on their projects. I also included information for you all from our economic development coordinator. Technically, she is a contract employee. However, this first year or so, we're trying to keep you all posted on her work plan, just to make sure that we're working and moving in the same direction, we're setting her up for success. So, I don't know if staff has anything to add, or if the board has any questions.
So Justin, do you need to see yours?
I'm pretty sure everybody was in there, so.
Anybody have any questions? I'm amazed at how much you guys get done every day, all of you.
Yeah, the staff is amazing. They do amazing things.
I heard a lot of good comments over the weekend too, regarding our staff. This is the mayor people who come up and comment to me, about all of them, from the, public works, parks, the marshal's office, the town hall. I've had lots of compliments. It's nice to have that. Do you have any questions?
No.
Janice? Betsy?
Yeah. Could you just give me a little update on this co-working plan?
Oh, yes. So we purchased a building for our marshal's office. When that is rehabbed and the marshal's office moves to that building, this section of town hall, because it already has coated doors and stuff, is being planned to be used as a co-working space.
Good.
Yes, we reached out to several private entities and nonprofits in town to see if anybody was interested. It's a huge undertaking to get it going, so nobody wanted to get it going, so the town is going to get it going. Rachel Marchbanks wrote and received a grant for it, for planning and that kind of thing. So once that side of the building is empty, we're looking at a co-working space. Our plan today is, when that is up and running, to have it for a couple of years, have it grow enough that they can move to another space in town, and another nonprofit or governmental agency can take it over as a source of revenue that allows our people who work from home, if they need a space or a copy or a fax machine. So that's the plan today.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you have anything?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, moving right along then is the second quarter financial update. Heather?
I did include some information in here for you for items that so far we have budgeted or talked about that weren't included in this year's budget. Paths to Mesa Verde is a 5-year, we break it out over 5 years, so we're not paying that in 1 year. But it is something that we had talked about and tentatively agreed to. So I just want to kind of keep the unbudgeted items that come before you fresh in your brain as you're looking at budgets and considering other expenditures. Other than that, so far, all of our funds are on track: general fund, water fund, conservation fund, the sewer fund again, we're about $50,000 or so in the hole. But that was for travel and legal fees for that fund. We may see a budget increase on the water tank because of the increase in concrete and steel and that type of thing. We also may see a time delay of several days or a week. I think on the Main Street Bridge, they're doing the best they can to make up the time. But with the rain and the thunder and the light, sometimes there are things that, and it is allowed in the contract, there are certain items that allow an extension of time, and they will officially request that as we get closer to the end if they can't make it. Other than that, our budget we look okay. Operating is always on track. It's the capital expenditures that we may see an increase on. And until we get farther along in those projects, they won't come. I don't know if anybody has any specific questions.
Yes, that's what you have said.
Oh, so I guess do you figure this like I figure out my own checkbook? Is this pretty much how you do a budget, like for a big entity and so on?
Same process. We don't want to spend more than we have, and we balance our bank statements every single month for every single account.
Okay. So, I added all this up and it's a large sum of money here. And so what do we do from there? Like where does this money have to come from somewhere else?
Are you talking about these items?
Yeah. So it comes up to like $1,110, I mean, that's
Now, okay, so the new building and the Main Street Bridge. The Main Street Bridge, we have been incredibly conservative fiscally for the last few years because we were very aware, and we've all talked about it at every single meeting. This is going to be an over budget. The budget was drafted in 2015. We're not building until 2021. So that's why when the auditor presents the audit and he says, well, you put away $200,000 this year. That's why, so that we can spend it for the bridge.
okay.
Our fund balances, if you look on some of these, and we'll talk about it during the 2022 budget process as well, but if you look at the end of the general fund, you'll see that like our 2021 budget, our ending fund balance is projected to be 2.4 million.
Yeah.
So far through 2021, we're looking at 2.7 million. That's because I've already paid for the building, so that's in here. But the bridge, not done yet.
Okay.
And we're looking at some pretty hefty invoices coming up for phase one. So some of these projects are not paid for all the way through. However, our super healthy fund balance by the end of the year it's always going to be healthy, I promise you that. But it's not going to be $2.7 million. That's what we have on the bridge. So we are very careful. The department heads are amazing about controlling their budgets and knowing that, hey, this is coming up. We have no way of projecting what it's going to be. We need to put some money aside.
That helps.
Does that help?
Because when I'm dealing with these big numbers, it's like, do you do this like I'm balancing my bank statement? Is that how this goes? So.
You know what we do? Staff actually has a different format. The board gets kind of a condensed version. Staff's budget is actually 15 pages long. It's just line item by line item. $200 for this, $100. I mean, we're very. Now we can do that in a small town. It's going to be different. Even in Cortez, it's going to be different. But we can do that here. So staff actually has a line item budget.
Okay.
Donna does bank statements and we do financials and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions?
I may have been told this before and I can't remember, but just going back to the top, to revenue, there's a pretty big discrepancy between the budget and the actual.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if you could give some clarification on miscellaneous revenue.
Grants.
Because there's a big gap there.
That's grant revenue.
That's what?
Miscellaneous revenue includes grant revenue.
Grant revenue.
So we have a huge
The grants.
grant for this Main Street Bridge project. So that's why you're seeing we've only received $206,000 in grant revenue. That's because the construction of the bridge didn't start, and I paid one invoice for that by the time these financials were in. By the end of third quarter, we'll be a lot closer, because that project is moving quickly, and our invoices are in the $200,000 to $300,000 range every single.
Okay,
The liaisons themselves may be that.
Thank
So
you.
that's the difference.
great.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
All right.
All good.
Go ahead, you're all good, Ed?
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
all righty. Okay, so some more with that, moving right along to item number K, items for the August 11th, 2021 agenda. We do have the workshop. We'll talk about the 2022 operating budget. The committee reports, Region 9, CDOT, TPR, and the commissioner update. So Joe, you can put on the spot again. July bills and claims, and then we have the PAC-1 Albert subdivision discussion. And I'm just going to ask real fast, I know it's not coming up right now, but we asked you to approach the people that came last meeting. Can you tell us when that might be?
She's asked to be on the August 25th agenda.
Okay.
She's going to do a presentation of about 20 minutes. And in that presentation, she's going to include information regarding the training program for you, because the training program is about 2.5 to 3 hours. So she'll be on the August 25th agenda. I believe we may have a presentation on August 11th. August 25th. And that's, I think all I have right now. That's all we have so far, but I'm sure we'll
Okay. I just wanted to follow up so that the board knew that you guys had reached out to.
be there.
Yeah, we asked you to last time. Okay, next on the agenda is the executive session for personnel. This is for the town administrator interim evaluation. And I would entertain a motion.
I move to go into executive session for discussion of a personnel matter under CRS section 24-6-4024F and not involving any specific employees who have requested discussion of the matter in open session, any member of this body or any elected official, the appointment of any person to fill an office of this body or of an elected official, or personal policies that do not require discussion of matters personal to particular employees.
Second?
We have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Fairfax and a second by Trustee McWhorter to go into executive session for the discussion of a personnel matter under CRS section 24-6-4024F and not involving any specific employees who have requested discussion of the matter in open session, any member of this body or any elected official. The appointment of any person to fill an office of this body or of an elected official, or personal policies that do not require the discussion of matters personal to particular employees. It's July 20.
Now,
Excuse me?
can I be in on this, or do I just step out?
You can't be in on the phone. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, then I'll hang up, okay?
So Ed, if you have any comments or anything, would you please email them to me real fast or text them to me? You can do that. Okay? All righty.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. It's July 28th, 2021, and the time is 7:45 p.m. For the record, I am the presiding officer, Mayor Queenie Bars. As required by the Open Meetings Law, this executive session is being electronically recorded. Also present at this executive session are the following persons: Trustee Betsy Harrison, Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks, Trustee Janice Bryan, Trustee Brent McWhorter, Attorney David Lieberman, and Town Administrator Heather Alvarez. This is an executive session for the following purpose: for a discussion of a personnel matter under CRS section 24-6-4024F and not involving any specific employees who have requested discussion of the matter in open session, any member of this body or any elected official. the appointment of any persons who fill an office of this body or of an elected official, or personnel policies that do not require the discussion of matters personal to particular employees. I caution each participant to confine all discussion to the stated purpose of the executive session and that no formal action may occur in the executive session. If at any point in the executive session any participant believes that the discussion is going outside the proper scope of the executive session, please interrupt the discussion and make an objection. Do you want to refer to